God, we come today lifting up the parents and the caregivers. James 1:5 says, "If anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives liberally without reproach." So today we ask for wisdom. Wisdom to recognize what you have placed inside their children. Wisdom to protect and develop it. When to know what requires their attention. And we ask that you give them a sensitivity to hear your voice as never before. John 10:27 says, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them and they follow me." So when the world is loud, we ask that you would make your voice clear. When circumstances are confusing, we ask that you would give them discernment. And when we look into the Bible, we're reminded that threats against children are not new. In Exodus 1, Pharaoh looked at the growing generation and responded out of fear of what they might become. Control and oppression followed. And we realize that Moses was born into this environment, but despite of the challenging climate of that day, his mother recognized that her child was worth protecting. So today we ask that you give the parents and the caregivers the same wisdom. Help them to recognize what they are protecting today, and this, even though they might not be able to see it today. We see in your word where a simple basket became the ark of protection for Moses. The Nile could have become a grave, but it became the pathway of his preservation. So, Father, we ask that parents we realize that parents cannot prevent the difficult things from coming to their children, but we ask, God, that when they cannot remove the obstacles, that you give them strategy to navigate through it. Show them when to hold on and when to release, when to speak and when to remain silent, when to intervene and when it is time to move. Help the parents and the caregivers to see beyond their children's present circumstance and recognize their future possibility. God, help them to realize that you know the things that you've placed within them, and that the children that they're protecting and teaching and correcting today will be used as gifts to change thousands of lives and to influence the generations to come. God, we ask that you would help them to steward the character alongside their gifts, because gifts and talents do not guarantee a life without struggle. Because Moses, he had a purpose, but yet he wrestled with his identity. In Exodus 3:11, he asked, "Who am I that I should go before Pharaoh?" Moses had a calling, yet in Exodus 4:10, he questioned his ability to communicate. He had purpose, but he still needed development. So when our children question themselves, struggle to communicate, wrestle with belonging, or fail to recognize their abilities, give the parents the patience to develop what you have placed within them, inside them, rather than prematurely